and welcome to 1 Million Cups. We are in an effort to try to stay on time. I think Mary just walked in the door, or is about to walk in the door. No, not yet. Our first presenter today is going to be Rick Whitledge from American Printing. But before he presents, I wanted to give you a little background. About a year ago, Gerald Cook decided that economic development, he doesn't know I'm going to say this, so I may get fired this afternoon or something. No, I'm kidding. About a year ago, Gerald Cook decided that economic development was going to take a really, really active role in entrepreneurism. So we put a full-time position together to do that, and since that time we've been actively working on entrepreneurism full-time. And that is the reason that this 1 Million Cups began. It's the reason we went to Kansas City, and really it's all due to the efforts that he has to bring more jobs, more businesses, more employees to Hopkins County. But Gerald Cook is the president of economic development. I want to introduce our staff to you. Jamie Bundren is our vice president. He takes care of existing industry for economic development. He's also taking care of our video every week. That video is posted on the website for the Facebook. It also goes to YouTube. It also goes to our EDC Facebook, the 1 Million Cups Facebook, and then Barbara Cotton is our office manager. She takes care of everything else that we don't take care of, and which is a lot. And she's the one that edits that video every week. So feel free to edit, or feel free to go and check these videos out every week. They're also uploaded. We have our own channel on YouTube, and they're edited very well. And feel free to check those out. Like us on Facebook. Without further ado, our first presenter is Rick Whitledge from American Printing. We're very excited to have him come. We've been asking him for a while, and we're really excited he's going to be with us.
Thank you. Thanks, Economic Development, for the opportunity. As you heard, my name is Rick Whitledge. I'm the maintenance man, plumber, part-time bookkeeper, payroll clerk, printer, customer service, general labor, and owner of APC Solutions and American Printing Company. I started as an entrepreneur when I was age 12, as a paper boy. My dad, I wanted a motorcycle, so I went to my dad and said, I want a motorcycle. He said, great. You can afford it, you can have it. So my entrepreneurial spirit was born at that point. At age 22, I purchased Sprint Printer. I had no money and no credit. Luckily, I found a banker who had enough confidence in me that he gave me a 100% loan, not knowing that 6 months later interest rates were going to go to 21%. The banker got quite nervous, and so did I. So I got a pool mattress, blew it up, and I would sleep a couple hours at night, print what jobs we had, and then go out and sell during the day. After that, I opened up a IDS, American Express financial planning office. I guess it was the first one in Madison at the time. Didn't like that much. Later, I got into a partnership on convenience stores. Really didn't like that business. That was just not fitted for me. Then I moved to Atlanta, became part of a construction company, did that for a few years, enjoyed that. Then I had the opportunity to buy a couple more print shops. Actually, one in-house print shop that I later turned into 2 print companies and sold them. I like the idea of taking businesses, building them up, selling them on. After Nashville, I moved to Louisville. I took a job. That's hard for an entrepreneur to do sometimes.
Yeah.
I worked for Antilex Resources. After about 6 to 9 months, I was given the opportunity to move to Jamaica. And that was to be in charge of Jamaican operations. The owner of Antilex, well, it's actually Burgo Limited, thought I had the opportunity I had the ability to do it, so I went to Jamaica. We had an ice factory, so it was pretty run down. A tour center that was, our tour operations center that was in pretty bad shape. A school and 1,500 acres. Property hadn't made money in 54 years. Within 2 years, we had it to make a profit, only $2,000, but it was a profit. That was a huge success. Mr. Green was quite happy with that. Over the next 9 years, it turned into quite an operation. We ended up with Prospect Villas. We developed a villa company. It was probably the premier villa company in Jamaica at that time. We had some very good clients. We dealt with a lot of celebrities and politicians from all over the world. The ice factory went from 40 tons of ice in 24 hours to 90 tons of ice in 24 hours. Our tour company went from 2,000 guests to 60,000 guests. Started a security company, 18 different security officers, I guess, all over the property because of the staff and the guests that we had. I came back to Madisonville. You know, that probably sounds crazy, leave Jamaica to Madisonville, but it enabled me to reunite with my wife, Jackie, which was evidently meant to be. I purchased American Printing Company the day it was planning to close, 1997, at January 1st. They had their plans in place, and I went in about 2 weeks before just to visit with them for Christmas and old friends, and so they told me they were closing, worked the deal out, and bought it. Just hoping that we could save it, and luckily we did. It got it turned around to where it was making a little bit of money, and then I was on vacation in Jamaica, or sorry, in Florida, and the owner of Jamaica, Mr. Green, called me on vacation and said, "Need you back in Jamaica now." It's not a man that you usually say no to very often. It's an international family, international group of businesses. But anyway, he asked me to go back. We worked it out. It's supposed to be on a 5-year contract. Went down 3 years. We got all the problems solved. Came back to Damascus again. Crazy. But this is my home. I love it. American Printing had gotten into a little bit of trouble while I was gone, so I didn't manage it quite as well when I was away as I did while I was here. We ended up revamping the whole business when I got back. At this point, we were not just a printer, we're a solution provider. That's why we call it NPC Solutions. We have #1 website for mine safety books in the world. We sell more books than anybody. We sell to all 48 continental states, Alaska and Hawaii. We have 750,000 items on our website. We sell all different types of products now, not just printing. Printing's probably about 50% of our business anymore. We have great staff, or I have great staff, and I'm very, very lucky, because my job gets a lot easier when you have really good staff. The thing is that I don't know really why I was asked to do this very much, because we're not a startup by any means, but hopefully it will help some of the younger businesses. Most important thing I think an entrepreneur can know is put God first. Surround yourself with really good partners. That's your staff, your bankers, your suppliers and your vendors is essential. That way you'll have the opportunity to take care of the most important person, that's your customer, who is now your boss. Working for yourself is great, but everybody walks through the door as your boss. You get to choose whether you want to work for them or you don't, which is an opportunity, but you better choose to do it more often than you choose not to, you won't be there long. A couple other things that I think are important that for young entrepreneurs to know, and the older ones I'm sure already know this. Work hours no longer exist. Sorry. Titles of responsibility are meaningless. You're accountable to everybody.
Sorry, I got a new phone out of Microsoft. They're not working.
Nothing will ever go the way you think it will.
There you go.
And you'll never make everybody happy. So just do the best you can. Enjoy what you do. Don't take it personal. And don't let it get under your skin. It's a business. It's not the most important thing. Thank you very much for your time.
Question? Okay, what questions does anyone have?
When you going back to Jamaica? That's
You're
like,
really
you need
taking
people that
me
go
with
with you, you get discounts now, is it?
Yes.
Is that reserved, or whatever it is that still in
Yes.
operation?
Very, very much so. It is in operation. You can look it up at prospect-villas.com. It's a very nice resort to stay at.
What's the favorite part of what you do right now?
Working with people. You have to enjoy people or it doesn't do you any good to be in business. It changes constantly. And you'll have people that work for you that you don't like, period. Then you'll have people that you love to death.
Is the majority of your business online? Is it walk-in customers?
Majority is online. I'd say 70% of our business now is online. But we are one of the online businesses that a lot of people buy from. It. They don't know where you're at, don't know where you're located now. We take great pride in putting our address, our contact information. We answer the phone when you call, it's on our machine. But our customers, when they order online, we do it a little bit different. You can actually go in and set your stuff up. In most cases online, however, everything comes back to my office. My graphics people go through it, make sure your files are right, make sure you're gonna actually get what you want versus you go onto a lot of online stores, you type in your stuff, and all of a sudden it shows up and it doesn't look anything like you thought it did on the screen. We don't like that idea, so we do a lot of proofing. A lot of people don't like the idea, oh, gotta sign off on another proof again. Well, it takes a couple minutes to make sure you get it right. Yes?
I was wondering about, it was a great presentation, by the way. You did a really good job. You said work hours no longer exist, job responsibilities, titles, that sort of thing. It's just me, it's just my little business, and I can understand what you're saying, but as a one-person thing. How do you manage that, though, when you're hiring? Because it seems like you would have to hire into specific roles, but then you expect, you know, I just wondered if you could talk about that a little more.
Sure. Well, what we do, or what I found, one thing was, I make everybody do a personality profile. There's basically 4 different personalities, and you want to make sure that you get a personality or of a person who's going to help you and not do the same thing as you. I'm a lion. I like to just go for it. I'm going out there. I do it off of animals, lions, beavers, otters, and golden retrievers.
Hold on, let me take notes. Lions, beavers, otters, and goats. Okay.
I'm a lion. I'm going for it. I need beavers that are organized. I need golden retrievers who are very loyal. And I need otters who are going to make the business fun. So I just look for those type of personalities. And, you know, we've been very lucky to find them.
Other than the personality test, how do you train or find the right workforce for your business to know all the different aspects that you need to know?
It's a long process, actually, of training and finding. Finding the fit for the person is really the key. There's so many different elements to different businesses that you can do. A bookkeeper is totally different than a copy tech. So, you know, you've got to find that personality, then you've got to find something that they enjoy doing as well. You've got to push your employees as well to the point to where they're going to achieve more than they expect they can. Most people don't believe that they can reach up here. They all got their little goals set down here. So you've got to push them a little bit without running them off. And that's something you learn from business. And you learn from dealing with people.
So do you cross-train a lot?
Yes, yeah, everybody's cross-trained in a lot of different areas, actually. That's essential in a small business. The smaller your business, the more you think you have to be, the more hats you're going to wear. The bigger your business goes. When I was in Jamaica with 350 employees, I dealt primarily with 6 managers. Most of the time, I dealt with all my staff on the property. I'd go out and visit with them, but if there was a problem, I usually went to the manager and said, you need to get this stuff done. And luckily, I had a very good manager. But you still have to get involved with them. Cross-training, like in my size shop now, most everybody there can do everything. Very lucky to do it. Some of them don't like to do certain things, but last night, for example, we had a client who needed something this morning, so Bill's taking it to him right now. But the whole place, we just shut down, went in, everybody got together, got around the table, took care of all the business. And then we went home. Because I went and delivered a job at 8:30 last night. That's just part of owning a business.
Another thing, you've lived and worked in a lot of different places, different types of businesses. Are there particular benefits, characteristics of Madisonville being in this environment that really lends itself to the type of business you are, where you're selling 70% of your business outside of here? Do you feel like that being here versus some of the other markets you've been in really lend yourself to a business like you have?
Yeah, I like it a lot better. In fact, we're within 500 miles of 1/3 of the U.S. population in Madisonville. So we're very centrally located. We have 3 PPS shipping center here. We're not too far from Memphis as far as FedEx goes. So it's good distribution center in that part. The quality of your people here, you know, I can pick the phone up, call my banker, and he answers. I'm not a number in Atlanta that, you know, are 10,000 other people. You know, we're lucky enough to have people that you can deal with, and get advice from, and get help from, because, you know, you don't know everything. I guarantee you, if anybody says they do, then run from them quickly. We all need help. Yes.
I find it interesting. It sounds like you had a very good job in Jamaica.
Great.
Prior to that paydays Friday or whatever, you had the security, you had the income, obviously. To come to Madisonville and buy a business that was closing the next day, most people would find that scary.
Pretty stupid. Scary, not real bright.
Well, no, it takes a certain personality to do that.
Yeah.
To walk off and leave security and start with nothing, virtually. And I can say that because I did it.
Yep.
But my wife likes payday on Friday.
Yep.
And me, you handle it. You know, as long as you got grocery money, I'm happy.
Yeah.
And so I'm impressed of taking a step like that, because it would have been easy to keep the security and the big income.
Not really, but that property in Jamaica, the owner didn't come down but a few times a year. He entrusted me with doing the business. He was very supportive. He guided me. He was a huge mentor in a lot of different ways. We were on the phone pretty much every day, telling him what I was going to do, what my plans were, especially when it started growing and started making money. Then it became a more important property to him, and they started coming down more often. But it was good, very good experience. When I took over American Printing, it wasn't at zero. It was actually in the hole quite a bit.
Zero would have been an improvement.
Would have been improvement, exactly. So we had to get it out of debt, get some situations turned around. But I was very lucky. I had some good people to work with. You can't do it all on yourself, on your own. You just get extremely good people to work with you. And good clients, good vendors helped us. Our bankers helped us. You know, there was a lot of different people involved in it, and just putting the right team together. So you've done it, and you know the process of it. It's not, you gotta have self-confidence for one thing, to know that you can actually turn it around. And I'll be honest, there's a lot of other businesses I've been involved with, either partnership or helping or different things like that haven't done so well. You know, you learn from each one of those mistakes. Yeah, I appreciate it. Yes.
First, kudos to you. You've done a great job, and I've always thought your team was amazing. You've got a fantastic team, and you're a great boss as well. The question I've got for you is, going forward, what do you see as the changes that I'm going to be facing? Is any more online processing of products, getting more products up there, or just getting more niche device set up, or any plans going forward?
Well, it's constantly evolving. Our industry is changing daily, it seems like. We bought a new press the other day that prints full-color envelopes now. Where in the past, you had to print that on a flat sheet press and have them converted. You can actually run them out and have them within a day ready to go with your picture on it. So we're constantly evolving. We're looking at definitely expanding our online services constantly. Looking at picking up some other clients. Some of our clients actually putting their products on our website, because with rankings on Google, and if you type in mine safety books, we're gonna be number 1 or 2. If you type in the name of any one of our products, we're number 1 on there very quickly, and those are specialty items, I realize that. However, even if you type in American Printing Company, there's probably, how many thousands of those in America, we're 1 or 2 on that as well. We work very hard on and you get calls constantly on search engine optimization. We did it all ourselves through there, and we're very lucky that I have the staff that can do it, and we worked on it, but it was the direction we had to go in. So we're going to be evolving in a lot of different directions in the future, constantly looking at new things. I have to admit, that's the exciting part of being an entrepreneur, looking at new opportunities and working with other people. Our books will go digital one time. We've got that stuff already, process already going right now, so that when our books become digital, we're ready to go. Boom, here's your package. It's ready to go. Yes?
The question I have for a lot of entrepreneurs is, like I had a business about 9 years ago, is when you first start, how do you go out and market yourself, for example? If you don't know any of these companies, do you go door to door? How do you do that to get, the amount of company that you have now?
First thing you do is you select your target market. Then after that, go beat on the door and introduce yourself. And you'll get turned down maybe 9 times before you get in the door. You just have to keep going back. I never go in, you each got a scratch pad and pen. I usually never go in empty-handed. I go in, and the receptionist is very important. I give her a scratch pad right off the bat. She says, "Can I help you?" I say, "Well, I brought something for you." And I give her a scratch pad or a pen or something. And they usually say thank you at that point, and they get a smile instead of saying see you. At least they get you in the door. Secretaries are extremely important for bigger corporations. You're not always going to get to the boss right off the bat. Eventually you will if you do what you say you're going to do and you follow up with it. That's the other part of it. A lot of knocking on doors, a lot of calls. The companies we deal with in Utah and Alaska, I've talked to them on the phone, hadn't been there to knock on the door, but they found us online. And then we ended up, first time I got a order from North Pole, Alaska, I had to admit, I had to pick the phone up and call. I said, "Is this a joke?" And it was the size of orders. I wanted to make sure I was not getting duped by somebody. But they became good friends over the years, and he's been a client for, that company's been a client for several years. Yes.
And I have been, well, the other day I stopped by, I guess it was last Wednesday after this meeting, I went by your office, and they are so friendly and nice and helpful, and just, I just had some little thing I needed printed, and they made me feel so good. You're doing a great job. What do you wish people knew about your business?
Where we're at. So we'll be 75 years old. American will be 75 years old next year. It's one of the oldest companies in town going through, and we still get phone calls that say, "Where are you located?" We've got that big kiosk that Ronnie's up front now. That helped a lot, for people to find us. However, the other side of that coin is our target market's not our walk-in business. We love it because we want to service Madisonville. That's our home base. So it's more of a service-oriented part of our business. But I can pack it up, to be honest, and move to Hanson or Nebo or wherever. Our business won't suffer that much anymore.
What's your biggest seller?
Our biggest seller is probably this book right here. This is this one, I didn't bring the right one. We have a little book like this, it's a mobile equipment book. And it's required by MSHA for the mining industry. Now, we deal with not just coal mines, we deal with rock quarries, mineral mines, sand mines, we deal with every kind of mining operation you can imagine, underground and strip. But they have these books, and they're required by law to fill the books out for their shifts each time. So we've copywritten the books, had a few challenges with that. We had a rather large company on the stock exchange decided they wanted to print the books, and luckily we could prove our copyright, and so they became a nice client. Thank goodness, we have been a follow probably, but these are the type of books that we do. Actually, I could have followed that, but these little safety books, and different things that we do. Sorry, you know, not good at this, but we have a little catalog that we send out with our products in them. Every order goes out with a little catalog. Very simple. This is probably the best advertising we do all year long. Very, very simple little calendar. We call it where you at, no, sorry, where you've been, where you're at, where you're going. And we put company names on them. They sell for like $2. And we ship them out. There's one guy in Las Vegas that he'll start calling probably the end of November, 1st of December. Where my calendar's at? Where my calendar's at? And he orders them going through because he knows that his name's gonna be in front of his clients for $2 for a year. Every single day that they're in there. And you can't beat it. So he's about as regular as it gets with that. But a lot of companies are using those now as well. And it's been a good tool for us. Anything else? I want to thank you for your time. If I can help anybody, always.